Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Fidelia Aguncha. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday signed instruments of ratification for a number of agreements to strengthen the anti-graft war in Nigeria. The agreements signed covered anti-corruption, tax administration, as well as intellectual property protection. The president, who made this known through his official Twitter handle, said the agreement is an important step in line with the administration's anti-corruption and economic diversification vision. He added that all relevant government agencies and bodies have been directed to commence immediate implementation of these agreements. No fewer than 68 Boko Haram terrorists have surrendered to troops of the Nigerian army within the last 3 weeks. The Deputy Director of Public Relations of the Theatre Command, Operation Lafia Dole, Colonel Onyema Nwachukwu, in a statement said the terrorists surrendered following intensified campaign through coordinated air and land offensive by the army. He added that the ongoing operation by troops are already yielding results and have put enormous pressure on other members of the Boko Haram sect. This comes days after President Muhammadu Buhari ordered service chiefs in the country to intensify efforts in the war against insurgency. Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Mansur Danali, says the country is making plans to purchase some military equipment from Russia. He stated that these equipment will boost the war against insurgency in the country. The minister listed the equipment to include MiG fighters, helicopters, artillery equipment, as well as armored vehicles. Danali last week met with Russian Defense Minister, after which both countries signed an intergovernmental agreement on military cooperation. He also stated that Nigeria will take part in the forthcoming International Army Games, which will hold next year in Russia. The Nigerian Army says it has set up strategic media centers to monitor comments that could be anti-government, anti-military, or anti-security on social media. Director of Defense Information John Enenche said the measures became necessary amid the growing rate of hate speeches and comments on social media threatening Nigeria's unity. He added that these media centers will make use of scientific measures to sieve out anti-government comments and hate speeches on social media. The appeal court in Abuja has upheld the dismissal of George Sekibo as senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District. The Rivers State National Election Tribunal had declared Andrew Uchendu of the All Progressive Congress as winner of the senatorial election, directing the Electoral Commission (INEC) to issue a certificate of return to him. Following the tribunal's ruling, Sekibo approached the Court of Appeal, challenging the verdict. Now, the appeal court has, however, dismissed his appeal for lack of merit. Nigerian youth need to imbibe the spirit of entrepreneurship to fight unemployment and solve the poverty among Nigerians. This was the submission of speakers at an economic empowerment conference held in Lagos tagged Recession. Tunjola Nikbekon has more on that report.
Hundreds of youths in this hall, most of them jobless, are here for one purpose: to listen and learn from successful entrepreneurs on how to succeed in a recession. But succeeding is not just the challenge faced by many of these youths. A good number of them are equally jobless and need something doing before they can succeed. Entrepreneurship, according to these speakers, is the way out.
You've got to be able to stand up for your convictions, your deep convictions in times of recession. You've got to be able to take responsibility for your decisions. You've got to be able to fight and conquer your fear. Take charge.
Great meetings don't make men. It's great decisions. On your own, you have to try your best right now. Buckle up, reset your mind. There is no limit to where you can get to. You're already destined to prosper and go forward.
A lot of young people today, their priorities is the phone that they carry. They carry such expensive phones, and yet there's no data inside the phone. And then the little money that they have, they use it to buy data. To do what? To ping. They pick that babe. The babe will pick the guy. Guy, please send me credits. Is that what your priorities are? Are those the things you need to focus on in a recession? Or perhaps you need to begin to think about that phone that you are carrying. Of what use can that phone be to me? What can I produce with this phone? Just phone.
Entrepreneurship is discipline. And there are not enough people who have the discipline of entrepreneurship. And so, my expectation is that you will provide us that demographic dividend that Nigeria is looking for from its youth bulge. Because you have become a disciplined people and can become entrepreneurs, what the youth bulge can give us may actually be a great demographic dividend. Find value where others have been too busy finding themselves. Add value there and make a mark for yourself in such a way that no one can dislodge you. You can only continue to grow and increase.
You need to up your game, raise your standard, and get into conformity with what is acceptable, what is the norm in the world. So don't let us shy away from growing up, from developing ourselves, from reinventing and repositioning ourselves.
Former CBN Governor Charles Soludo, however, shocked the audience when he said Nigerians should be prepared for another recession after the current one elapsed.
In your lifetime, I believe God will bless you with long life. You will witness many more recessions. This won't be the last one. You think we're just struggling to get out of this? You must be preparing for the next one. Because there will, surely, it's a cyclical trend. What is permanent in life is change. Every year, about 3 million new people enter the labor market in Nigeria. And only about 300,000 or 10% will get a job. Now, the question is, how will you survive and prosper?
Speakers here agreed that inconsistent government policies, insecurity, infrastructural deficiency all contributed to the challenges faced by entrepreneurs, but advised Nigerians to be resolute, determined, and upright to be successful in life. Tunji Olanipekun, TV360, Lagos.
Leaders from the southern region of the country are of the opinion that the terms for Nigeria's continued existence must be negotiated. The Southern Leaders Forum, during a closed-door meeting in Lagos, said the claim that Nigeria's unity is settled and non-negotiable is untenable. Members of the forum include Edwin Clark, Albert Horsfall, John Nwodu, Joe Iruku, Ruben Fashoranti, and Ayo Adebanjo. President Muhammadu Buhari, during a nationwide broadcast, warned against calls for the country's secession, saying Nigeria's unity is not negotiable. The Nigeria Labour Congress has called for attitudinal change in Nigerian leaders for good governance and realistic development in the country. This was the position of various stakeholders at the opening ceremony of the National Colloquium organized by the NLC. Present at the event were Labour leaders including former NLC President Adams Oshomole.
Having spoken to the need for devolution of powers and the need to review revenue allocation in favor of the states and local government, even that will not translate to solution if leadership attitude remains the same. And why I am worried about, attitudinal issue is choices and so on is like, even where we say you can do X, Y, Z, there are states that are building airport which 1% of their population cannot fly. So what will you need the airport for?
Many of the commentaries as to why the country is not working have contended that our crisis of development is as a result of the fact that we are not practicing what they call true federalism. There are others who have sought to blame the current situation on the so-called mistake of the British in amalgamating northern and southern Nigeria in 1914. Some others say we are too diverse, too big to remain as a single nation. We strongly believe that like other big and diverse entities, such as the United States of America, India, and many countries in the continent of Europe, like Germany and Australia, there is nothing peculiar in our nationhood. Many of those countries become federations as a result of wars, and from those adversaries, they have managed to forge strong nations amidst their diversity.
There are more important things that unite us together as one people than those few that divide us. And I think the more we sit and discuss issues, the more we understand one another and chart a course for our country. And I believe in dialogue. It's good to sit down and dialogue. It's good to talk to one another, but there must be respect.
Abubakar Malami, Attorney General of the Federation, has accused the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, of frustrating the anti-graft war in the country. Special Advisor on Media to the Attorney General, Sahilu Uthman, in a statement accused Magu of manipulating and misusing intelligence to the detriment of the fight against corruption and financial crimes in Nigeria. Uthman also accused the EFCC of frustrating the effort of the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit. Meanwhile, Magu has denied any face-off between him and the Attorney General. Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU will hold a National Executive Council meeting over the weekend to determine the direction of the ongoing national strike. The meeting will be attended by all branch chairmen, after which a decision will be communicated to Nigerians. Meanwhile, President of the Union, Biodun Ogunyemi, has urged members to disregard comments by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, who described the strike as illegal. Ogunyemi also accused the minister of cheap blackmail in the handling of the ongoing strike action.
Corruption not in my country.
That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
But that's how we roll.
Let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
Mbano. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I just do business like that now. Yeah.
In that case, give me back my check. Let me go and look for someone that understand business.
Take.
Your loss.
But it is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
you will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, make we only add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. The naira fell on the black market, pressured by demand for dollars from Muslim pilgrims traveling to Saudi Arabia for Hajj and individuals paying for school fees abroad. The naira was quoted at 370 to the dollar on the black market against 368 recorded at its previous session. Traders say, meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria has continued its intervention in the foreign exchange market in a bid to boost liquidity and stabilize the local currency. Oil prices slipped on Thursday, giving up some recent gains as the dollar strengthened ahead of a meeting of central bankers in Jackson Hole, which could signal changes to monetary policy. Brent crude was down 20 cents a barrel at $52.37 a barrel, while U.S. crude was down 20 cents also at $48.21 a barrel. The annual meeting at Jackson Hole starts on Thursday. Now, any support for the dollar from the meeting could hit oil and other asset prices in the U.S. currency. Angola's ruling MPLA party on Thursday said it was on track to win a two-thirds parliamentary majority based on its own numbers as votes were being tallied ahead of an expected release of official results. Angola held a smooth national election on Wednesday, with the MPLA's former defense minister, Joao Lourenço expected to be voted in as the first new president of the country after 38 years. Meanwhile, the country's National Electoral Commission says it will repeat the election in 15 polling units, which failed to open on Wednesday due to transportation issues. Former Libyan Prime Minister Ali Zaidan has been released after being abducted during a visit to the capital, Tripoli. He was released after 9 days without explanation or ransom. Zaidan was Prime Minister from 2012 to 2014, a period when Libya slid deeper into the political turmoil. Nigeria's Odunayo Adekuroye on Wednesday won silver in the 55 kg women's wrestling at the ongoing World Wrestling Championship in Paris. Adekuroye lost 5-4 to Japan's Haruna Okuno. She is the first Nigerian wrestler to appear in the final of the World Championships, making it the biggest medal ever won by any Nigerian lady in the sport. World Football Governing Body FIFA on Thursday says it will begin investigation into Brazilian superstar Neymar's complaint over his unpaid loyalty bonus at Barcelona. Barcelona are refusing to pay a €26 million bonus to Neymar for signing a 5-year contract renewal last year. The Catalan Giants are seeking €8.5 million in compensation from Neymar for breach of contract following his world record €222 million move to PSG in August. Neymar's family on Tuesday expressed surprise at the Spanish club compensation claim, saying Neymar fully respected the contract valid at that time. Well, that's all on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha.